What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the End of the Chat Gaming Podcast, the most scuffed gaming podcast on the internet, where each week the three of us get together and we talk all things video games. This week we're focusing specifically on Call of Duty. But first off, I am Kneeckoh, and I'm joined by my co-host Rico.
Namaste.
And Toby.
Howdy, y'all.
And each week we get together, like I said, we talk all things video games on podcast services as well as on YouTube, so be sure to check us out. We're on all podcast services. Make sure if you're on YouTube, like, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff. Last time our YouTube one did really well. Podcast doesn't do whatever, but it is what it is. Call of Duty. The world is returning to order. Modern Warfare 2 is back. I don't know. I when I said let's review Call of Duty for the podcast tonight, I figured there would be nothing but good things to say. But apparently Rico's got some beef with the game. But I think we should start with our reviews so I have an expectation of where everybody's sitting right now. So, who wants to start? Who wants to lead this one off? Who wants to talk about their current, give it an out of 10 rating? What do you got? Who wants to go first?
Out
Rico
of 10.
does.
Absolutely. See, it's always weird for me to rate COD games because I always feel the need to rate them in two different ways, which would be like from the campaign perspective and then the multiplayer perspective, which of course is the main meat and potatoes of any Call of Duty game.
Yeah.
Let's see. The campaign, I would at least give a solid. I'd give it a solid like 7.5 out of 10. There were a lot of cool moments. There were a lot of missions I really liked. One of my a lot of cool like stealthy ones, which I'm a fan of those in COD games. The ending, like the last two missions, the way those ended just didn't really stick for me and kind of left me feeling a little bit disappointed. Wish they could have been a bit better. But I did appreciate some of like the nods to like the original Modern Warfare 2 and little Easter eggs here and there. As for the online, the online's a little bit trickier for me because it's like when it's working, it works like, I'm having a good time, I'm getting like these nice kills and runs going, having some solid games. And then there's the moments where it's not working, where I have to time I end up rage quitting, but then opening the game back up to see like, oh, maybe this will change, and nothing changes, and I just repeat the endless cycle. So online, I'll give it at least an 8, just because it's the main part of the game that I'm always going to play. It's not like I'm going to go back and play the campaign again. I play it once and I'm done. The multiplayer I'm going to keep going back to because I do enjoy getting like those good games in and getting nice runs and everything. Leveling up the guns and everything, especially with this new sort of format they're going with, where now like you level up one gun, you kind of level them up all in terms of unlocking.
Yeah, I want to talk about that a little bit though. When we really get into it, I want to talk about that.
Right. But yeah, I do kind of like the new way of like leveling up and unlocking new guns. It's not too bad so far. I haven't got super in depth with it because I haven't played enough yet, but I'm looking forward to diving into it a bit more. So yeah, that's what I would give. Like campaign about a 7.5, multiplayer about an 8. Overall game, I'd say roughly in that 7.5 range.
Oh, okay. I'm curious what you got to say, Toby. I'm curious what you got to say as someone who's been out of the Call of Duty loop the last couple games and hasn't really enjoyed the last couple CODs.
Okay, so let's start with the campaign. So I'm like, I'm just gonna say 6 missions. I don't know. Whatever the ghillie mission is, like the first ghillie mission, that's the one I'm on. I'm like halfway through it. That's as far as I've gotten in it so far. And so far, it's kept me very intrigued. I wanna know who's behind it all, and I also really enjoy clearing the rooms, the more stealthy missions, like Rico was saying. That stuff is more my cup of tea. I give the campaign, for the point that I'm at, I'd give the campaign out of 10 probably a good. I'd give it like an 8.5.
All right.
That's pretty high. Okay.
It's solid. Like, cause I'm the type of guy who'll go back and replay like those ghillie missions, like the real stealthy ones that are intricate, and you want to try like 100. Like, I like to try to do those where I don't get spotted, and I take everyone out like real stealthy, you know.
Yeah,
So
which I
I find it worthy to give it that high of a rating just because I know I'll go back and play it again, and
Okay.
I'll even try it on the harder modes because I want to see myself rage. You know, I'm a masochist, I guess.
he wants to
Um,
punch his leg more.
um, let's go with the multiplayer though. Like, ooh, so
There's a pause there.
it's a hard one to rate because there's parts that Rico didn't even put in. Like, there's the co-op, like the
I think
continued
that's its own
campaign
thing. Like,
missions.
that's a side thing, you
That-
know? It's kind of like
That's
Spec
because I
Ops
haven't even
was an OG Call of
I
Duty.
haven't even touched co-op yet, so that's why I didn't say anything about
I
it.
know, but like that's part of the online. Like you can just queue up and get people.
Right.
But I don't.
And
I think the
so
multiplayer is more
I've
the
done it.
PvP focus.
Okay, so you want me to do that in
Yeah,
its
yeah, yeah,
own
yeah.
special
Yep,
thing?
yep. Yeah,
Okay,
divide
my
it up.
bad.
Divide it up.
All right, my bad. All right, so we'll stick with the multiplayer. The multiplayer though, that one, it's tricky. Still, even with that taken out, because when it launched, I tried to play with Kneeckoh here, and all I got was bitched at because we couldn't stay connected to each other. And so I left. And I have had zero issues with any console players since, might I add. Um,
It got patched day
but
one.
but um, I'm not so sure I enjoy it the way that they're doing these gun upgrades.
Okay. Okay. So what would you
The
rate it?
gun
We'll break that down a little later. We'll break it
the
down.
gun plays nicer though, so I'm gonna give it like a solid 7.
7. Okay. Okay. So the co-op stuff.
Yes, yes.
Jeez.
That sounds like
Why do
you enjoy it.
I do, yeah.
I haven't touched it.
So I've done there's 3 missions. I've done this real stealthy one, the one that's semi-stealthy, but I haven't done the one that's just like your standard wave format. So I've played the stealth one a handful of times. I've played the semi-stealth one a little bit, and I'd probably rate those a good 8.
Okay.
Like I'll
Is
leave
it
that.
similar? Is it similar to the old Spec Ops stuff that you got in Modern Warfare?
I mean, I would say no.
Okay.
So we can get into it a little bit more in a different time period just because there's a lot to get into with it.
Okay.
And I
So
don't want to take up the time now.
me, I haven't touched that single player because who's got time for that shit? You know what I'm saying? It's all about
You're soft.
multiplayer. It's all about camos. It's all about getting them guns
Your
leveled
dog
up.
shit.
You
Your
know what I'm
dog shit.
saying? That's what called, like Rico said, that's the meat and potatoes. That's what you want from a Call of Duty game. So that's where I've put my time. I'm level 52. I'm ready to roll. I've got 3 gold guns. I'm almost at 4. So I'm rolling. I'm rolling in the multiplayer. I'm loving it. For me personally, outside of like the first day, like crashing and like having issues with like playing with friends, like Toby was saying, outside of that, I haven't had too many bugs that have annoyed me. We've kind of moved away from the slide cancel era of Call of Duty. We're back to drop shotting because you know it's the only way that we can do things. Bunny hopping corners and drop shotting, baby. The game feels slow. I'm gonna put it at a solid 9 out of 10 from my experience. 9 out of 10 multiplayer experience, in my opinion.
You're saying mine's high and you're going to give it a higher score? What the heck?
Well, that was for you. I said yours was high for the campaign,
That's crazy.
but I haven't played the campaign. I've just seen reviews for the campaign. Regardless, for me personally, I'm making the multiplayer a 9 out of 10 for me. Okay, so do we want to really get in? I mean, we can't really talk too much about the campaign. Because just spoilers and stuff. We don't want to ruin it, but I will go ahead and ask because I'm a big fan of Call of Duty campaigns personally. Every year I play them and I enjoy them because you know they hit that nice sweet spot right between 5 and 10 hours long. That's the money spot for single player games, okay? I want to get in, I want to get my story, get my experience, and then I want to move the fuck on to something else, okay? That's ideal. So, And Call of Duty always has, those grand high stakes, stupid Marvel action scenes, the craziness that goes on that's super
Oh God.
unrealistic and super, just outlandish. And that's Call of Duty every time, baby. So what do we got? What do we got? Am I expecting the same thing? Are we going dark like we did in the first Modern Warfare? What do we got? What do we got?
There's definitely quite some, like you said, as soon as you mentioned like over the top action scenes, I don't think Toby has gotten to this mission yet, but there is one mission where there is a little bit of over the top action he is to the point where it's just like, how the fuck is this happening?
See, I'm in for that shit, man. I'm in for a goofy, over the top story. Give me that stuff.
But I honestly want to say, like, this one felt like there was a lot more like stealth focused stuff than the last one,
Okay.
which I really liked. I really appreciate that. But at the
It's
same time,
Modern
like,
Warfare.
yeah, it's Modern Warfare. But at the same time, like majority, if not all, the missions would give you like different ways you could go about them. Like there would be some missions where you could go complete stealth if you want to, or if you just want to say fuck it, you could go in guns a blazing, and it doesn't really punish you with it. I mean, obviously, if you do stealth, they're both challenging in their own ways, basically. No
Okay.
matter what you choose. If you choose stealth, then you have to work on being, extra sneaky, making sure you don't get caught or anything like that. Timing your shots, making sure you don't get seen, yada yada.
Mm-hmm.
Then if you go in guns blazing, yeah, you don't have to worry about being sneaky, but now you're just met with this much more force. But that's what I enjoyed. Like I liked having that option to where like, okay, I'm gonna try and go this as stealthy as can be, but at least I know if I fuck up, which I know I will because I am shit at stuff like that, I can at least save myself by just going guns ablaze and kicking ass and chewing bubblegum, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
Okay. Toby, you got anything to add?
No, not really. He really summed it all up.
Okay. I mean, I'm here for it. I love Call of Duty campaigns for that shit. Everybody's like, it's so unrealistic. It's so that I don't care. It's Call of Duty. It's never been realistic. It never has been, never will be. It's always over the top to keep your attention, and I'm with it. I'm here for it. And it's that perfect, like I said, that perfect game length. I don't want to spend more. I've been seeing these God of War reviews. We were talking about this before. I've been seeing these reviews, and they're like, "Oh, I hardly touched the side missions, and it's 25 hours long to roll credits." Ha ha ha. No, fuck that shit. Okay, we want 5 to 10 hours. 5 to 10 hours, baby. That's what we're talking about.
Speak for yourselves. Give me all the God of War Ragnarok as you can. I want every single bit of it.
So I think where we're going to spend most of this podcast for now. I mean, Toby can briefly talk about co-op a little bit later, but I mean, I feel like where all of us have spent our time mainly is probably in the multiplayer. I mean, I've got over 12 hours multiplayer logged. I'm sure I've played a bunch with Rico, so I'm sure Rico's got a ton. Toby I've seen on, so we've all played a ton of it. What are your where do you want to start? Where do we want to start, boys? What do you want to break down? Because there's some new mechanics, and different changes from previous entries.
Let's start with the basics. Map layout.
I love the all but one.
I might know which one, but I want to hear what you say first.
I hate the hotel map that was in the beta.
Is that the one that's basically like one giant building?
It's one building, and it's super annoying. Everything's in a small little room. There's so many angles that people can pop you from. I'm sick of it. I hate that map. It's terrible. It should die. If I could kill it, I would.
I do get that one, but there is one map I hate more, and
you're gonna say the highway.
Fuck the highway.
That's my favorite map in the game. I swear to God.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
I think it's so much fun.
That map is so much chaos and fun.
I know, but it pisses me off. It pisses me off so much when, like, towards the beginning games, everybody's just lobbing grenades, and I keep dying to exploding cars.
It annoys
the absolute hell out of me.
I love it so much.
I hate it so much, and how there's just so much cover with 100 fucking cars on this highway. Where the fuck are we in the world that there's this many cars on the fucking free interstate? Was there a fucking terrorist attack during rush hour? I mean, granted, that was probably a smart move, mass casualties, but still.
I love that map. Outside of the hotel, I like all the maps, ground war maps included. I haven't had any issues with those.
I was gonna say, like, I've mainly just been playing like basic multiplayer mode, so I haven't gotten into Ground War too much outside of like what we played together.
But yeah, I feel like all of them are fairly simple. You know, the 3-lane option with the little corridors in between. I feel they're all pretty standard and well designed. I have no quarrels with them, no issues at all, really. Aside from the hotel,
Yeah.
I hate that fucking map.
I don't hate any map, but I really love the one with the underwater ways.
Oh, that one's sweet. I like that one.
That one's sick.
I like how unique that one is because it makes like gives a lot of different ways for like flanking and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, yes, this is me.
So I think the big change that everybody was thinking about going into this COD that they announced and they were really happy to announce early on was the changes to guns and the way that leveling guns work. And based on what they showed us beforehand and then what we actually got, I'm a little annoyed personally. I don't know how you guys feel, but like they made it sound like before all this launched that we would be getting all the attachments for an entire class category as you leveled like one gun. And that's really
Right.
not what happens. Like there's certain attachments that are only on certain guns, and like you have to level all the guns to get all the attachments for all the guns, and it's really kind of annoying and a nuisance for somebody that just wants to use like a more casual person that's not going for camos like I am. It's kind of annoying to have to level up a bunch of guns you don't care about just to get a fucking red dot sight.
Yeah, it seems like the only like attachments that supposedly seem shared are mainly like the common stuff, like sights and then like the underbarrel grips and stuff like that.
Yeah, and like once you unlock it on a gun, it does go to other guns, but it's dumb that like you get a holographic sight for leveling up the M4, and then you level up the TAC and you get a red dot sight. You got to level up each gun just to get all the different sights. That's super annoying, at least in my opinion. I think it's very silly. I don't really like it all that much. But that's just kind of where I'm at. It doesn't affect me as heavily because, like I said, I go for camos, so I'm leveling up all the guns anyways to unlock that stuff. But they made it sound like you would have got all the attachments from leveling up one gun, so that way you could just play with any gun that you wanted, and that sounded way cooler than what we actually got.
I haven't even gotten much into the camos yet, and the only reason is that because like one thing I did like about the previous Modern Warfare that doesn't seem apparent is this one is like the indication whenever you lock something new, there will be like a little green dot next to it saying like, "Hey, you got a new gun," or "Hey, you got a new attachment for this gun." Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing like that in this game. So like anytime I get something new, even like a new camo, I won't know it unless I go check, which annoys the hell out of me. That and the fact that the UI in this game atrocious.
Yeah, it's pretty weird. It's definitely not the best. I didn't
Well,
even
it's
think
'cause-
about the little green dot thing until you just brought it up. I forgot about that.
Well, it's so bad because the fucking some Einstein at Activision thought hiring the guy who did the UI for Hulu be like, "Hey, this guy's a great fit for our agenda." Fuck no, he ain't. Hulu's fucking UI is just as atrocious.
It's
Can't
like-
find shit on that
It's
thing.
just everything goes horizontally.
Everything's horizontal, no verticality.
Toby, what are your thoughts on guns?
I personally don't have any quarrels with the actual fact that the guns, you have to go down the line and level up to get all the different ones. What I have an issue with is that I can't unlock certain guns later on in the game until I use other ones.
Yep, that too. That's super annoying
That's what
too.
drives me up the wall.
Because I got the third AR gold, and then I went to use the next one, and it's the Lockman, which is locked behind getting the Lockman battle rifle to level 13, and I was like, well, what the fuck? Why do I have to use a battle rifle to get my assault rifle instead of just leveling up assault rifles? So now I'm using, I think, the NATO instead. It's super weird. It's very odd. I mean, I'm already using the Lockman BR on certain maps, but it's just like I was like, this is a really weird decision, and I don't know who came up with this idea.
Well, I can tell you why. It's because you're changing the receiver on that battle rifle. So it's still the battle rifle. You just took out the receiver for the
Okay, but why?
7.62
That's not.
originally
But
and making it a
why?
5.56.
But why not
Be-
just level up the last assault rifle, get the new assault rifle? Is my point.
I mean, I agree.
I'm
they
not
should
worried about the
punish you
real-
in the sense that you have to level up all the assault rifles.
I'm
to
not
get
worried
to it,
about
or,
the
like,
real
hit a
world
level cap.
implications of how a gun works. I know how receivers in it, but I don't care about that. I'm playing Call of Duty. Okay.
Well, I'm just saying that's why they did it this way.
It's just
that's
a
why
really weird
they're
design
justifying
choice. Really odd design choice.
I also think it's just like another way to get people to play the game a lot more than they're already going to be, which I don't really get why they would feel the need to do that. But you know, it's Activision. They make silly choices all the time. Those quirky indie devs.
Yeah, no kidding. I will say one of my favorite changes is to the camos, because in the previous entries, you'd have to go through like a whole list of camo challenges that were like kind of a pain to do, some especially more than others, like get, 100 headshots, get 100 mounted kills, get this, that, or the other. Now there's just 4 camos per gun. And then you have to you do a challenge to unlock the gold camo, which I think is really cool. I like that a whole lot more because it means like I don't know how you guys play Call of Duty, but in previous entries I would literally use a gun until I got it gold. Where now that I'm like, oh, there's only 4 camos per gun, I'm gonna level up a bunch of guns all at once, and then I'll just be getting the challenges, because the challenges are actually pretty easy for most of the guns. It's like get 50 ADS kills, just get 50 kills with this gun, get a couple mounted kills, get hip fire kills. They're like super easy stuff that you're gonna get anyway. So I'm like, I'm gonna just work on a bunch of guns all at once based on the map and the game mode that I'm playing. And I've actually played with way more guns already than I would have at this point in another Call of Duty title. So I'm really liking that aspect. Like, I'm shotgunning, I'm submachine gunning, I'm using the marksman rifles. Like, I'm playing very differently than how I would in the past because the camo challenges are just way better.
That is fair. Another thing I like is I don't know like how you, but it feels like some of the guns like in this game feel a lot easier to use. Like in previous COD games, I'd stick to like the easy ones to use. I'd stick to like assault rifles and then fucking LMGs, semi-automatic rifles, easy stuff to use. I hardly ever touched stuff that took more like precision and care, like sniper rifles or DMRs, stuff like that. This game, however, I find myself touching that stuff a lot more because I don't know what it is, but sniping or using marksman rifles in general just feels a lot easier for some reason.
I feel it's because everything feels heavy. Everything packs a bigger punch in this game. Like, if you get a headshot with a marksman rifle or a battle rifle, it's dead. You're dead. Done.
Yeah, they took away hardcore. They gave bullet damage to be a real thing, and they gave you different bullet types in your to choose from as a perk on your gun.
I was
So
gonna
it's
say,
like,
I want to know the fucking bullet type and shotguns that's killing me from like fucking 20 feet away in one shot.
They
I
brought
want
back
that one.
they brought back the 725. Duh,
buckshot.
didn't you hear about that?
Oh baby, 725 Daddy's gonna be back.
Yeah, I think it's just every gun feels heavier. I like the recoil. Guns actually feel like you have to have some skill to hit your shots, and I appreciate that as well. Like, it's not just a laser like it used to be in previous entries.
I also think I kind of like the introduction of this like new gun class being the battle rifles, which if you don't know, there's a new class of gun in the game called battle rifles, which they're basically more powerful assault rifles.
Yeah, and then they all start semi-auto, don't they? And you have to switch them over to full auto.
You
Yeah.
do, but I honestly prefer using them in semi-auto because I think it's better in semi-auto.
Depends on the gun.
The kick is less
And the
crazy. Once you switch it to
attachments.
full auto, I mean the Lockman, like I feel like I'm jerking it all over the place. It's crazy.
Well, that and like I feel like they don't have like huge like ammo clips at all. Like I think like the basic one has only like 20 rounds of clips, and when I'm firing like a automatic gun, I'm definitely spraying a bunch. In. At least with semi-auto, I can be a little bit more precise and not use up as many bullets.
Yeah, that's fair. That is fair. I think the biggest change that I've seen a lot of people complaining about on social media is the movement. This game just feels slower in the way it plays.
Does.
And how do we feel about that?
I mean, as someone who's like, last favorite Call of Duty game was the Modern Warfare before this, I definitely don't mind it. I do wish the sliding was. I think the sliding in the last Modern Warfare was a bit better than this one. This one just doesn't feel like as smooth as last game, but it's like a reason that you said, like it feels like a lot heavier and like slower for the most part. They brought diving back, which isn't too bad, but I don't find myself using that a whole lot anyway.
The most I use it for is on the water map. I like dive into the water every time for like a dramatic effect.
Dramatic effect, make dolphin noises as you go in.
I personally really like the lack of the crazy movement. I feel like I don't know. It just feels like old Call of Duty. Like we had like 3 games in a row that were like slide cancel metas, and if you weren't into that, if you weren't good at it, then you kind of just got shit on by everybody. Um, and it just felt like I'm not into the movement meta. That's just not where I'm at. I don't want to have to play the game all the time to be able to hop in and get some kills. It was slowly becoming Apex. Apex is super movement heavy, and if you want to be good at Apex and like actually compete, you have to play that game pretty consistently. Otherwise, you're just going to get dogged on by these kids that are playing it all
This
the
man's
time.
gonna this man's gonna love it when Advanced Warfare 2 comes out.
See, I didn't. My favorite Call of Duty is Black Ops 3, which had the jetpacks, but I felt like the jetpacks in that game were limited enough to the point that like you could predict movements because you could double jump and you could wall run. There wasn't like any like to the side, or anything crazy. Like you could just kind of assume what somebody was going to do by the way they were like running or something. So I'm okay with movement in that regard because I don't know, everybody has access to the same stuff, but like if you're cuz slide canceling is about like dexterity, and if you're like just not somebody that's super quick in general, you're not going to be able to pull that off as effectively as somebody who's just really good at giving themselves arthritis in 20 years. You know what I mean? Like it's just how
Yeah,
it is.
I'm sure all of us have done the signature, the claw whenever a game just like
Yeah, and it's just
handling controllers.
I
Just
see.
you can hit a few
That's
buttons
why
at
I
the same
have
time.
less of a problem with like the jetpack metas, is because like everybody has access to that, but that just like, creates an organic skill gap. Versus something like slide canceling is like, yes, that it does create a natural skill gap, but it also is just about how quick you can move and your like actual finger dexterity, which is like
How
that
quick you
limits
can
a lot of
move, reaction
players.
timing.
Yeah, that limits a lot of players to actually being able to pull off the button combinations in order to do it.
That is true, but then I think back to the fucking video I saw of a guy playing Call of Duty on a fucking recorder and actually doing just fine with it, and then I just feel, worse about myself.
So I'm here for the slow meta. I'm with it. I'm fine with it. I don't have a problem. It's just back to old days of people bunny hopping and drop shotting, like I said earlier.
Pretty
Yeah, the way it
much.
should be.
I was
Yeah,
saying you got people complaining about the like lack of movement. It's like if you want movement, go back to like Black Ops 3 or something like that. If those servers are still up. I'm not sure if they are, honestly.
I think it reaches a casual audience better, not having to know all of these insane button combos. You could just run in and shoot people instead of having to like, this guy's gonna slide cancel around me, jump up in the air, then hit the ground again and slide again and then shoot me, and then it's like you like, how do you react to that as a casual player? Versus this, it's like, oh, he bunny hopped a corner. Next time I just aim higher, I shoot him as he's jumping by. Or, oh, he drop shot. Next time I know I see him, I'm just going to aim low and, shoot him in the head. That's much more appealing to a casual who's just coming in and playing this game for fun and not playing for, 4 to 8 hours a day.
I was gonna say I get that, especially since I'm not like the fastest. It's weird. Like I flip flop between the two. I'm not the fastest player, but then there'll be times where like I'm very quick and snappy with my shots and movements. Like quickly going around the corners. ADS shot dead. Run to the next corner. ADS shot dead. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. It's like I'm on Adderall or some shit. And then there's moments where it's like I round a corner and I see an enemy and my brain just like buffers on what to do, and I'm just like.
The one mechanic I think that's cool that they added, but I don't really like it all that much. Like I think it was cool on paper, but I don't think it works well at all. Is the like ledge grab mechanic. I don't like that.
Yeah, that I'm not a big fan of it either because it's definitely like kind of it hasn't like entirely fucked me over really, not nothing like too big, but it's definitely like kind of screwed with me a bit because there will be times where I actually do try to just like hang off the ledge so I can like peek over with a pistol or something like that, but then I actually end up accidentally fully trying to climb over the ledge and then I get shot and killed.
Yeah, I have the opposite where I'm like trying to vault something and I get caught on the ledge and it's like, fuck, I gotta press the button again to climb over. And the guy at this point has realized what I'm doing and then runs over and shoots me before I can vault and get my gun back out. So it's just like, I really don't. I like it. I get it. It was cool on paper. Maybe you use it in the campaign mode a bit more. I think it's really impractical in multiplayer.
Yeah, in
No,
multiplayer
I've
you don't
only used
really
it
need it.
properly. Like I've never had an issue with it. I've always been able to vault just fine. I haven't like messed up my choices with it. Granted, I'm trash at the game, don't get me wrong, but it's like you can use it now to get to situations and change. Like I was playing earlier, and someone used that to get up on a position that I couldn't cover with the 3 people that were left in our, I think it's headquarters that kills your respawn. Um, but like when there was 3 of us left, like we all had a position, we were all just shooting them down, and someone used that to flank us. Like it gives you more opportunities throughout the map. I don't think it's a bad thing added in.
I don't think it's bad. I just don't think it's been, at least for me in my style of play. I don't think it, because I did play a lot during the slide cancel meta, so I still am running and jumping and gunning and doing that stuff. So at the speed that I play normally, I don't. It just gets in my way more than it does benefit me.
I think that's the case for like a lot of people because I don't think I've had a game yet where I see many people like actually hanging off the ledge and using that's their advantage or anything like that. It's mainly just, classic COD, running and gunning, going where the chaos is and seeing how many kills you can pick up or how quickly you can die.
Yeah, that's just. I think it's just the way I play the game. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I thought it was cool when they showed it off, and then I actually started using it, and it's just kind of, it's there. That's just kind of my take on that. But
Fair.
how do you feel? I see a lot of people complaining about this. Let's talk about the lack of an ability to see your kill death ratio or any of your stats for that matter.
I don't care.
As I mean, I'm kind of like in the middle where like I don't really care, but at the same time I kind of like being able to like go back and see how I do. But part of me is kind of wondering if they're saving that for when they launch the ranked modes eventually, which I think is supposed to come.
It's 2023. Treyarch announced today.
Yeah, that's what it was, 2023. So I'm wondering if they're saving like stats like that exclusively for either they drop it when ranked launches or they drop it just for ranked stuff.
See, I could see that. I didn't think about that angle before. I thought of it more from like a fact that the last couple games people have done nothing but bitch about skill-based matchmaking, and with this there's no way for anybody to actually know where they're at skill-wise. So they can't complain about, I'm this KD and I'm playing in these lobbies, that kind of thing. They can't really worry about that because they can't actually know where they're at.
Right.
It also removes a lot of the toxicity, I feel, because people
100%.
because you can't
because
look.
my buddies rage at people that are doing terribly.
Yeah, and you can't like go to someone's profile and
Rage.
see their KD like you used to be able to. So I think that just removes a lot of the toxicity from the game in general, because you can't be like, oh well, your KD is a 0.5, you're fucking dog shit at the game and should uninstall. There's no way to know if they just had a bad game or if they're just consistently a lower KD player.
And if they do like eventually like implement stats and stuff like that, I wouldn't mind it if they kind of do it similar to how they have stats for Overwatch, where like in Overwatch you can check like how much you use certain characters, something like that, except for like different guns in Call of Duty, like which class do you use the most, which guns have you used most, or like how many kills you've gotten with each guns. Like it's stuff that doesn't matter, but at the same time it's things that I just wouldn't mind like going back and checking, like, oh, I didn't know like that was my most used gun or something like that.
I wouldn't mind that stuff. Or they could do it like Apex. In Apex, only you can see your kill death ratio. You can't,
Right.
Other players can't look at your profile and see that information. I think that helps a lot as well. I think that's just where we're at. I've seen so many people complain about skill-based matchmaking, and I myself have experience, getting shit on because of the way skill-based matchmaking works. Because if you're an over a 1KD player, you're going to start playing with these people that are very, very good at the game and spend a lot of time playing the game. And that's just because really players that are playing in like the mid 1 KD ratios, I'm on average the last couple Call of Duties, I've been a 1.3 kill death ratio. Okay, so if you're in that range, you're already above average for a Call of Duty player, and you're going to start playing against people that are very good at the game and are doing that. And a lot of people like to bitch and moan about skill-based matchmaking because they're playing against these players, but in the reality of it, everybody loves ranked in Call of Duty. It's the same thing as a ranked. You're going to play against people that are better than you, worse than you, and you're going to go up and down in the matchmaking system to play against people that are more appropriate. So if you're getting shit on, that means you're not good enough to be playing where you're at. So they're going to kill you a bunch, and then the next game you're going to go against easier opponents. And if they shit on you, you're going to get killed a lot again, and you're going to then next game play against easier opponents, and that's just how it works until they get you where you're supposed to be.
Are you sure about that? You feel very passionate about this.
Yes, it's super annoying that everybody bitches and moans about it. It's either you're good and you're able to play against the people that you're up against, or you're not good enough and you need to be deranked. It's just that easy. And skill-based matchmaking is made for the casual player. Because if I was, little Timmy who just wanted to get on and play some after school, who isn't very good at Call of Duty, and I was in a non-skill-based matchmaking lobby against these players who are insane at the game, and I'm just getting fucking nuked every game, I wouldn't want to play.
I mean, to be fair, I wouldn't mind getting a match against some little Timmys because fuck them kids.
You screw the squeakers. But, like, that's just...
Screw the squeaker.
That's just where I'm at. Like, and I'm playing against, like, after playing with some of our friends that are lower KDs, I am now getting into my own games and being like, wow, I have to work a bit harder to actually perform the way that I was in the other lobbies. I'm still able to play and get kills and, go positive, go even, this, that, or the other. But I have to do it at a bit higher, focus level than I am at the lower, playing with people that are lower KDs.
Well, just play with me. Don't worry about it. I'll take care of it.
Well, you're on PC, so that's a whole other beast I have to deal with as a console player.
You cry a lot. I play with consoles all the time.
Yeah, you have an advantage.
That's the issue.
That's the thing. You have the ability to be very, very good and quick, where we have.
I'm not though.
I mean, that's just you. Okay.
Yeah, I'm saying I'll bring in the shit players. You take care of them. All right.
Your PC lobbies are tough. I have to work hard in your lobbies. But yeah, I'm just with the skill-based matchmaking thing. I'm so sick of it because it does benefit the casual player and the people that are playing a lot and are good at the game. You're not the majority of players. You're really not. I would argue that off the top of my head, at least there's probably 4 people that I can think of in the friend group that I play Call of Duty with on a regular basis, out of like 10 people that have a KD over 1. Maybe 5. So half the people I play with have a KD over 1, and that's assuming I only play with 10 people. I think there's more.
Oh no, everybody I play with is dog shit. Yes, I'm counting you too.
Ouch. But yeah, that's just
fucking queue up with me more. I need my KD to improve.
So yeah, anything else in terms of the multiplayer stuff? At least for what we have right now. I kind of want to go into the future of it here in a second, but for what we have right now, you guys want to talk about anything else?
Yeah, I hope the future includes, more stability and things actually working. And
yeah, we can talk about some of the bugs.
Yeah, because good God, I don't think I remember like a Call of Duty launch being this rough before in terms of online.
Call of Duty World War II is pretty bad.
I don't even remember if I jumped in that one day one or not.
I played that one all night when
I
it came out, and it was pretty rough. The big one with this one was the day one crashes. If you partied up with people, especially cross-platform, there was a lot of game crashes due to that.
Yeah, as I say, I remember day one we were having like a bunch of crashes, and then even when it seems like we were all together, then like voice chat wouldn't work and we couldn't hear each other. We would try and queue up in games and the fucking menus would spaz out going back and forth. Just ended a whole lot of fuckiness. Sometimes trying to, if we crashed and got back in, and then I try to like join you guys, I get sent to this random screen of downloading like Warzone 2.0 pack for free. I'm just like, what the fuck is going on?
I did see that bug. That was funny.
That was so fucking weird. I was like, Warzone ain't even out yet. What the fuck's happening?
Yeah, the crash bug was bad. I think the bug that's most annoying right now is if you're not the party leader and you're playing with a group of people and you go to create a class, your classes aren't updated. They're like all reset. and you can't see them again unless you're either A, in game, or you leave the party and back out of the game entirely and come back in.
Yeah, that's like it's especially annoying like if it's like a visual bug and then you just like don't know like what attachments are and aren't on your gun, so you don't know like if you have it set up the way you wanted to or not.
Yeah, it's super frustrating because it's still in the game. We're like a week out from launch and it's still there.
Another annoying one that I've personally had, I don't know if either of you've had this one, where like I would like get into a game sometimes and it'd be like a game, like it'd be like in the middle of the game, like I didn't join in the beginning, it'd just be like the game's already going, and it'd be on like the screen to like spectating someone in the background while I like pick a class to like load in, and I would pick a class, but it would still keep me on the spectating screen, telling me I need to select a loadout to spawn in. And no matter how many times I clicked on a fucking loadout or even like pick different loadouts, it still would not spawn me in. And it was just the most annoying shit because, like, yeah, I'm in the game, but I'm not in the game.
I haven't had that one.
It annoys the piss out of me.
I haven't had any bugs really other than the first like couple days.
I haven't had any bugs. I'm PC Master Race. I did. I have a whole arm to aim.
You sound a little upset.
Fuck you.
I do think it's fun that each of us play on a different platform. We got all the angles here. Rico over on PlayStation, I'm playing on Xbox, and Toby on PC. I think that's interesting because, like, yeah, I think that I haven't seen that bug. Maybe that's just a PlayStation bug for you. I don't know.
Apparently, though, I guess it's better than the supposed PC only bug that a friend of mine has recently experienced. This man got hit with an unjust permaban for literally no reason, and I guess it's plaguing many others within the COD community of them just getting robbed of the money that they paid for COD, and now they're not being able to play it.
That's an easy fix.
You'd think, but like Activision still hasn't said or done anything about it. Because the crazier thing is that people would like send in their like appeals to get the permabans removed, and people would just be get like instant denied. It's like, hey, we reviewed your appeal, and yeah, you were justifiably banned. Fuck you. Thanks for the money.
Yeah, it's just a lawsuit though.
I
Pretty
think
much.
Like someone just has to take the initiative and go lawsuit.
it's just it'll get fixed. Is the thing. It'll be fixed once more things come out about it. More people start talking about it. It's gonna get resolved.
But
it's a fuck bug. I agree. It shouldn't be there to begin with. It doesn't shock me that it's only affecting PC players because that just seems like something that would happen on that end of the spectrum.
No,
Well,
yeah, that sounds like a PC thing.
well, supposedly the reason like the permabans are happening is because of like certain softwares people run on their computers, which it's not even anything like otherworldly. It's like fairly common stuff as well. Like I think one is like a Logitech software that I know my buddy was running
The
on his
Logitech
PC.
gaming one.
I think so. That might be
Yeah,
the
that one has issues with a lot of different platforms. Like it even has issues with League of Legends.
Yeah,
And
it sounds like their anti-cheat system has a lot of bugs.
It does, and the thing we say it's going to get fixed soon, but I guess this is a thing that's even happened all the way back in like when the first Modern Warfare was, up and well, I mean not up and it was just coming out, and people were logging in playing that. People were getting permabanned for that too. So it's like and I've never seen Activision say anything about this, like not back then and not now. So it's like, are they even aware of what's going on, or are they just seeing all these bans as like justifiable bans, even though they're not?
Hey, moral of this story is quit being a fucking nerd and play your Call of Duty on a console. Am I right? I mean, come on.
Oh my god, here we go.
PC, fucking Activision's anti-cheat system's doing you a favor. Get a fucking
get a
PlayStation
fucking
or
Xbox. Gee, man.
Slap a controller in that hand and see what that thumb can do.
God. Fucking nerds.
Fucking dweebs. PC Master Race, who?
The only way I play a PC is on my Steam Deck, which is a fucking Switch. God damn.
I only play a PC for fucking math games, bitch. all it's good for.
So yeah, moral of the story: buy a next gen console. Don't buy a PC.
That's not the moral of the story. You guys are so full of shit.
I wanted to talk briefly about the future though, because this is going to be the first Call of Duty with a gap year. And I think that's really exciting as someone who likes Call of Duty but doesn't like having to buy a new Call of Duty every year and start over. I'm really excited about the potential of having a couple years between CODs. What do we hope to see? Because me personally, I don't even want it to be new maps in like the sense that it's brand new. I would love to just see like OG Modern Warfare, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, and like the remaster Modern Warfare. Just bring old maps back and update them, give them a visual facelift, and slap them in there.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I have no desire for like overly new maps. Like maybe one or two here and there, but a lot of the old ones would fit into like the campaign of this one that I've seen so far. And so like you could just throw it in and it'd still fit.
Yeah.
It'd be okay.
So like with me personally, I expect a bit more than just like new maps and stuff like that. If Call of Duty's taking a gap year, I want them to go hard and unique in terms of content to fill that
They
gap.
won't.
They need to.
They won't.
I mean, granted, yes, Warzone 2.0 is gonna be a thing, and they're gonna support and update the hell out of that with all these events and probably crossovers, different shit like that. But I just don't want it to be like just for Warzone. I want it to also be for like Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer, like throw in like some fun crossover events or unique game modes and things. Just something.
To an extent, I'd agree with you. However, being that Call of Duty is a game that constantly changes and we constantly get new like gameplay styles, like the fact that we're getting a Warzone 2 instead of just an updated Warzone with all our old shit, I really am not like does any of our stuff cross over from the old Warzone? Like all those skins and like the Godzilla stuff that everybody got during that season, does all that shit come? Because I bought the Saw skin and I don't think we get that in Warzone 2. So like for me, I'm far less excited for that because it's like, okay, in a couple of years we're going to get a whole new Warzone with all our shit missing that we played and spent money on.
Yeah, like skins you would think. I'm kind of wondering about stuff like, the gun variants that you could like buy in shops or unlock through battle passes and stuff like that. I wonder if those are gonna carry over at all, or if they're gonna like move to like all the like the new Modern Warfare 2 guns.
I just can't see him supporting all those old guns.
I know, unless that's the reason why like Warzone 2.0 hasn't dropped yet. They're putting in that work to sort of like maybe have those guns fit the new modern meta where they're not. Now they pack a bit more oomph or something like that. I have no idea.
Because especially if you look like a lot of the guns in the OG Modern Warfare are in this Modern Warfare. So like, how is that going to work with our old camos and shit like that? I don't think it's going to make sense. I think we're just starting fresh, and it's not like Fortnite or Apex that's like continuous, or even Overwatch to Overwatch 2 where all your shit followed you through. I think we're getting a whole new game, and that itself bugs me.
Why wouldn't they allow you just to have the operator skins and then let you worry about the skins for your guns with this new game?
Well, the operator skins were tied to operators that only existed in previous titles.
True.
I mean, but this is Warzone. Like they could easily just.
Well, all the Warzone assets were from the games that they were a part of. They added in. They started with Modern Warfare. They brought all those assets in. Then they added the Black Ops guns to it, and then they did Vanguard. But all that stuff came from the games that came out. And I don't, with calling it Warzone 2, especially considering, like I said, a lot of the stuff that's in Modern Warfare 2 did exist in Modern Warfare. I just don't see them bringing it all forward instead of just updating Warzone, saying, hey, this is the new, like calling it, basically doing what Overwatch 2 did, being like, hey, this is a new quote unquote game, but it's really just an update to what already is. And the reason they're doing it is because they don't like the slide cancel meta that we talked about previously. They don't like that. They want the game to feel a bit different, and they are changing the game because of that. That's why Modern Warfare 2 plays the way it does, and that's why we're getting Warzone 2.
True, true. I am curious to see though, like what else is going to be so different about Warzone 2.0. Obviously, it's going to have updated mechanics and playstyle that Modern Warfare 2 has now, but at the same time, I want to see like what else they do because they need to do more of that for this to be justifiably be a sequel to Warzone.
I agree. But I don't know. It's gonna be weird. I hope they add. I've heard rumors they're adding a Tarkov like game mode. I would love to see some additional
Ooh, I
stuff.
do remember that. Now
I
that you
would
mention it, I do
love to see
remember
some
that.
additional stuff like that added to Warzone to give it a bit more flair.
I would love. I would love that, and at the same time, it makes me a little bit sad for my one friend who got the permanent ban because he loves the shit out of Tarkov and plays the fuck out of that. So it would have been nice to see what he think about that. Maybe he'll still get to play because he got a Modern Warfare 2 ban, but maybe like Warzone would be a separate thing. So maybe he can still play that. I don't know.
I don't
Poor
know.
bastard.
I don't know. It's weird. Let's wrap this bad boy up. We're at 50 minutes here. Let's wrap it up. Toby, talk to us about the co-op stuff. I feel like we talked a lot about the multiplayer. Wrap it up. What's the co-op? Give us what is it like if it's not like the Spec Ops stuff?
So the co-op is like taking your bigger, more drawn out campaign missions, such as this ghillie mission, where you have to do multiple different areas of clearing objectives, and you have to work your way through it very slow, monotonous, and figure everything out. That's what you're getting. It's just campaign, but you get to do it with a friend.
Campaign with a friend.
Do they have actual story tied to them?
Oh yeah, like at the very beginning, there's always going to be a cutscene to tie it to the campaign,
Oh,
to
okay.
give you some way to feel like you're still a part of the team.
Hmm.
Interesting. Do
I
we
kind
think
of liked it.
do we think with the gap year that they add more of these co-op missions?
They have already announced that they plan to add more of the co-op
Oh, that's cool.
missions.
That's cool.
I'm
Okay.
really happy
I'm
about
fine
it
with that.
because, like, I've played it with Dad a lot. Like, we've done the stealth one a ton, and like, if you take people out at the same time, just like in the campaign missions, like they won't be alerted. So you can do like the entire area. Like, I've cleared an entire building and never been caught.
It reminds me of
And
like Terrorist Hunt in like Rainbow Six, the old Rainbow Six games.
yeah, that it's very similar in that sense. And they do give you like a few extra things with those, kind of like in the campaign with you, like you have a backpack, and if you are like as you're playing through the mission, you'll find utility, and like you can pick up C4 and like throw C4 on doors and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So like it is similar in that extent. I do hope at some point they'll allow you like to kind of load up in a mission and like, oh, you gotta like rescue this hostage. Like this would be a really cool one if they made it. Like rescue a hostage one. And you had to like set up your gear for going into it.
Okay. Do they have?
Okay.
They had a terrorist. What was it called? I don't remember. In Modern Warfare 3, they had this game mode where it was like
It
it was.
was
I don't.
it's your standard just wave
Is
after
it is
wave
it like a
after
horde
wave.
mode? Yeah.
Yeah, it's just your
Yeah.
That
horde mode. And
exists
they
in
do
this
have
game.
they have a horde mission. Yeah. I haven't played that one yet
Is it
because
endless like zombies or like
I think they said there's 8 waves of them,
Oh, okay.
and there's
Not
like
as cool.
9 bombs you have to defend.
Okay.
And it's you can only play with one other person, so it's only 2-man squads.
Two-man
Okay.
army.
Yeah, so like if you're surrounded, like you can have a little bit of a rough time.
I would like to
I will.
see. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say if they're with talking's hard with this gap year Modern Warfare is gonna have it, and they're gonna be adding more Spec Ops missions. If they really do add in, if since they are do have cutscenes that somewhat keep you tied into the main campaign, I wonder if they're gonna use that all to sort of further the Modern Warfare 2 story. Because obviously you told me you're about like I want to say like maybe roughly halfway through the campaign. I can't remember how many
Yeah,
missions there are
a third
exactly.
to a halfway.
Yeah, roughly around there. But there at the end of the game, there's a mid/end credit scene that makes me already anticipate, the second introduction basically of Modern Warfare 3. But I wonder if they're going to be adding more Spec Ops missions and they somewhat tie these into the campaign, if they'll further that story with those.
See, if they're gonna release a DLC, I'm really hoping at one point they're just gonna like add a few extra campaign missions in along with the Spec Ops like DLCs or the I don't even know what it's called. It might just be called co-op when you're looking on the online matchmaking.
It's hard to say because like despite how I felt about like the last actual like 2 campaign missions, the story wasn't too bad, and then that like towards the end of like the actual story cutscenes, and then like that mid credit cutscene, boy, makes me want more already.
Yeah, I need to sit down and just finish it, but I haven't yet.
You do.
Okay,
The
so
multiplayer just draws me in, you know.
let's wrap
It
this up
does for all of us.
with where do we rank this among our favorite Call of Duties? Does it make your top 5?
Hmm. Well, I feel like a good way to summarize like where would you like what would you rank your top 5 right now?
My top 5, including this one, is Black Ops 3, Modern Warfare, Black Ops 2, Modern Warfare 2. The both Modern Warfare and Modern Warfare 2 are the updates, the new ones. And then the last one would probably be OG Black Ops for 5th place. And that's just
Fair.
and that's Modern Warfare 2 is just where it's at now because I've only had a very limited amount of time with it. As I play more, that could go up, it could go down. We'll see how it does. But where I'm at right now, I would still probably put it behind Black Ops 2.
Fair. So I think where I would put mine right now, and I'll say like right now, this is like a very like close list. Like you could probably interchange a lot of these, but right now for mine in order from like 1 to 5, 1 is OG Modern Warfare 2. That one is what like maybe fall for the franchise hard. Second would definitely be Black Ops, just because I love the hell out of that campaign, and of course zombies. Third would be Modern Warfare, the one that came out in what was it 2019? Yep. And then 4 would be Black Ops 3 because I really I like the movement, and I honestly really enjoyed the specialists that they
That was
introduced
awesome. That
through
was
that.
super cool. I missed that.
That was really cool and unique. That kind of missed the ball on it in Black Ops 4, but And then right now I have Modern Warfare 2 at 5. Only because I feel like I still haven't played enough of it yet to give it a higher ranking. But I did enjoy the campaign for what it was, even if I felt like the ending portions disappointed me a little. And then the online multiplayer is still like, I like the new play style of it. The slightly clunkier play style, reminds me of like OG Call of Duty days, and it's still I like how like the guns got a lot of oomph behind them. It feels like. So that's where my COD games rank at right now. Now, I'm not saying Modern Warfare 2 is like god awful below all these two. Like I said, it's a very close list where a lot of these could be interchanged a lot.
Toby, where are you at?
I'd probably say in my top number 1 spot, I'd give it to World at War, the
Okay.
5th
Okay,
COD. We'd go for the 2nd place, OG Modern Warfare 2.
Okay.
fair.
That one was an amazing game, just beautiful masterpiece. 3rd place, this latest Modern Warfare 2.
Okay.
4th
Okay.
place, COD 4 or OG Modern Warfare. That story was phenomenal. I don't care what anyone says.
Can't blame
Um,
you.
and in 5th place, Black Ops 1. Zombies was dope.
Right,
So
fairly.
it made everybody's list. I'd say this is
Yes.
definitely the best COD since the newest Modern Warfare since 2019.
It's definitely the most profitable. It's now the highest grossing COD on like launch weekend. 800 million finally broke the throne of OG Modern Warfare 3.
I don't think it's grabbed me by the balls like OG Modern Warfare did because I was addicted to that game. I mean, I've played a ton of this one. I haven't gotten the same excitement. I remember the day it came out. I went to the 9 o'clock release for Modern Warfare in 2019, and I remember sitting and playing it with Rico all night long, and my girlfriend got so mad because I was so loud when we were in the same room, and it was just I just remember loving the hell out of that game.
Yeah, that one really grabbed me by the balls too. Like I was loving like leveling up each gun, unlocking all the attachments. I loved running my crackhead class, which was just, you know, giving all the attachments to shotguns that would just boost out my movement speed and running around the maps like a madman.
See, I can't say anything about that game. That was during my crackhead League of Legends years where I hit Diamond 5 or 4 because 5 wasn't a thing.
That was back during the dark moment in Tony's life.
Yeah, where I just had no life other than League of Legends.
Had to sit him down at an 8A meeting.
Well,
or an LOL meeting, I should say.
well, that wraps up this episode. I think we're all on the page that you should probably buy this Call of Duty. It's really good.
If not now, Black Friday is coming
Black
up
Friday
soon,
is coming
and
up.
Modern Warfare 2 could be on sale. Who knows?
But definitely worth picking up. This has been the End of the Chat Gaming podcast. Like I said at the start, if you're watching on YouTube, subscribe, like, comment, all that fun stuff. Leave your top 5 in the comments. Let us know what your top 5 CODs are. Check us out on all podcast services. Nobody else shares socials but me. You can follow me at Kneeckoh Gaming on YouTube and all socials. I do Nintendo Switch stuff. I got some Steam Deck stuff coming up. Big into handheld gaming, and new Pokemon's coming, so expect a bunch of Pokemon shit from me very, very soon because that's kind of my jam. In terms of podcasts, probably the next review we'll do is going to be God of War. I'd imagine the boys play God of War and I sit here and ask questions and hit my vape a bunch. And then
Hold up, time out. I thought we made an agreement.
we did. I don't have time.
I see how it is.
And then after that, it'll probably be the Pokemon review. Will be the following week because we're all getting Pokemon and we're all gonna play that.
Yep, probably.
So there's a couple reviews coming. There's a lot of games coming out. Next week will probably just be a bullshitting week because I don't really think there's anything going on.
That's all right. I got a little something we need to talk about. A little scoring action. I sent you, Nico, some video of it because I was upset. I died to a chicken-looking thing, and it made me upset. All right.
I died to a fucking chicken.
Okay. Well, this has been it. Thanks again, everybody, for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
Later.